GhastlyGarlic Episode 23. The Cursed Elegy of Causeway Bay, Hong Kong, The Fox Demon's Lament. Chapter 1, The Celebration. In the bustling heart of Causeway Bay, an imposing building stood like a silent sentinel over the city's frenetic pace. This structure, a fusion of old-world charm and modern architecture, was the chosen venue for Maya and Alan's celebration. Their daughter Lily's one-month milestone was an occasion they wanted to mark with grandeur and tradition. The grand hall, adorned with golden drapes and intricate paper lanterns, shimmered with festive light. The scent of incense mixed with the aroma of traditional delicacies, creating an atmosphere that was both celebratory and sacred. Family and friends gathered, their laughter and chatter filling the space with warmth. However, as the evening progressed, I felt an unsettling chill despite the warmth of the room. The marble walls, grand and imposing, seemed to pulse with an unnatural rhythm, casting eerie shadows that danced just beyond the edge of perception. Maya's discomfort grew as she repeatedly glanced at the ornate wall decorations that seemed to shift and writhe when she wasn't looking directly at them. Chapter 2, The Ominous Dream. The night brought with it a restless sleep for Maya and Alan. Maya's dream began in the vast corridors of the building, which seemed to stretch on endlessly. The walls, once adorned with festive decorations, now dripped with a dark, viscous substance that seemed to squirm as if alive. Maya wandered through these endless passages, her footsteps echoing ominously. At the end of the corridor, a red-eyed fox emerged from the darkness. Its fur was a deep, almost unnatural red, and its eyes glowed with a malevolent light. The fox moved silently, its gaze fixed on Lily's crib, which appeared suspended in mid-air. The fox's voice was a low, guttural growl that reverberated through Maya's bones, promising to exact revenge for the slight of not offering a toast. Maya tried to scream, but no sound escaped her lips. She reached out to Lily, but the dream shifted violently, throwing her back into a swirling vortex of shadows. Maya woke gasping, her heart pounding with terror. She shook Alan awake, recounting the nightmarish vision. Alan, though concerned, brushed it off as the product of a stressful day. Chapter 3, The Horror Unfolds. Morning brought no solace. Maya and Alan rushed to Lily's nursery, but the sight that greeted them was a nightmare made real. Lily lay in her crib, her skin a ghastly shade of white. The blood had been drained from her tiny body, leaving her looking like a lifeless porcelain doll. The sight was so shocking that it took a moment for the reality to sink in. Authorities were called immediately, but their investigation yielded no answers. The medical examiners were baffled, unable to determine a cause of death. Maya and Alan's grief was compounded by the mysterious nature of Lily's death. The case quickly attracted media attention, and rumors of a supernatural explanation began to spread. Chapter 4, The Fox's Mark. As weeks passed, unsettling phenomena began to plague the building. The once pristine marble walls now bore eerie patterns that resembled foxes. These patterns seemed to shift and change with every angle of light, creating an unsettling illusion of movement. Residents who ventured into the building reported seeing glimpses of a red-eyed fox darting out of the corner of their vision. The caretaker, an elderly man with a stooped back and a haunted expression, spoke of ancient legends. He recounted how the building had been constructed over the ruins of an old shrine dedicated to a fox deity. According to the old man, this deity had been a guardian spirit in ancient times, revered and respected. However, the building's construction had disturbed the site, angering the fox deity. It was said that the deity had transformed into a vengeful fox demon, seeking retribution for the disrespect shown to its sacred ground. Chapter 5, The Playground of Lost Souls. In an attempt to appease the spirit of the child and perhaps to ward off any further disturbances, the city authorities decided to build a playground on the rooftop of the building. The playground was a modern, colorful space, designed to bring joy to children. However, it remained locked and unused, an eerie contrast to its intended purpose. The playground's swings and slides stood idle, swaying gently in the wind. The sight of the abandoned playground, perched high above the city, only added to the building's aura of dread. Local children who passed by were always warned to stay away from the cursed playground, and no child was ever seen playing there. Whispers among the locals grew, with some claiming that the playground was a trap set by the fox demon to lure more souls. Others believed it was an attempt to provide a place for Lily's spirit, an offering to calm the restless entity. The playground's very existence became a symbol of the building's dark past. Chapter 6: The Haunting Revelation. Unable to escape the shadows of their grief and the building's growing reputation, Maya and Alan sought the help of spiritual leaders and occult experts. They visited temples and consulted mediums, hoping to find answers or a way to break the curse. One of the practitioners revealed that the fox demon was not merely a spirit of vengeance, but a manifestation of an ancient, malevolent force tied to the building's history. The building had been erected on a site once used for dark rituals and sacrifices, and the fox demon was a remnant of those ancient rites. The practitioner described the fox demon as a being of immense power, capable of manipulating reality and instilling fear. The only way to appease it, according to the old journal, was to perform a complex ritual involving rare artifacts, ancient texts, and sacrifices. The ritual promised to lift the curse, but warned of a heavy price: the loss of a loved one, or the ensnarement of their souls in the demon's realm. Chapter 7: The Ritual. Determined to end their torment, Maya and Alan decided to perform the ritual described in the journal. On a moonless night, they returned to the building, now a shadow of its former self. The grand hall was dark and foreboding, its once gleaming marble walls now covered in a layer of dust and decay. Following the journal's instructions, Maya and Alan gathered rare herbs, ancient talismans, and sacrificial offerings. The ritual required them to draw intricate symbols on the floor with chalk and chant ancient incantations. As they worked, the atmosphere in the building grew increasingly oppressive. The air seemed to thicken with an unseen malevolence, and the temperature dropped sharply. The final incantation was spoken in a language that seemed to echo through time. As they completed the ritual, a chilling wind swept through the hall, extinguishing the candles and plunging the room into darkness. The marble walls began to glow with a ghostly light, and the red-eyed fox materialized in the center of the room, its presence overwhelming. Chapter 8: The Final Twist. The fox demon appeared more menacing than ever, its eyes burning with an intense, fiery glow. Its form seemed to shift and expand, its fur rippling with dark energy. The demon's voice was a cacophony of whispers and growls, resonating with a terrifying authority. The demon presented Maya and Alan with a choice that was both a curse and a trap. They could either join Lily in the realm of the dead, or continue to live with the knowledge that the curse would follow them wherever they went. The choice was a cruel illusion, designed to torment them. The true horror lay in the realization that their suffering was the source of the demon's power. As Maya and Alan tried to escape, the building itself seemed to shift and warp, trapping them within its haunted corridors. The walls pulsated with dark energy, and the red-eyed fox pursued them with relentless determination. The couple's hope dwindled as they realized there was no escape from the demon's clutches. Chapter 9: The Lingering Fear. Eventually, the building was demolished, and a new structure rose in its place. The playground was dismantled, but its legacy continued to haunt the city. The new building, sleek and modern, could not erase the shadows of the past. Maya and Alan were never seen again, their fate becoming another dark legend. The city moved on, but the story of the fox demon lived on in whispers and warnings. Locals spoke of the haunted playground and the red-eyed fox that still prowled the shadows of Causeway Bay. The story became a chilling reminder of the power of ancient myths and the consequences of confronting the supernatural. The building's past continued to cast a long shadow over the area, and the legend of the fox demon remained a source of fear and fascination. The new structure was forever marked by the ghostly echoes of its predecessor, a constant reminder of the price one pays when delving into the realm of the supernatural. The tale of Maya and Alan, the cursed building, and the red-eyed fox demon became a story passed down through generations, a dark legend that refused to fade. The playground, though gone, left behind an eerie legacy, and the fox demon remained an unsettling presence in the minds of those who dared to remember. The story ended not with closure, but with a lingering question: what price must one pay to appease the supernatural, and what happens when the price is too high? The end.
Thanks for tuning in to our podcast. If you enjoyed our exploration of ghosts, mythical creatures, and urban legends, please share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe for more thrilling episodes. Until next time, my beloved listeners.